Hello, Sober Curious Life community. So glad you're here. I'm going to hop into it. Let's talk about alignment. Alignment. So, when I was thinking, I have been in a season of aligning my life with my values and that which is important to me. Back in November, the word came up a lot in my journey. Like it was everywhere. I don't know if you've ever had that. And I kind of thought, maybe God's telling me something here. And so I ended up adopting the word alignment for my word of the year. And to learn more about that, I did a post on it yesterday. Hey, Abby. Hi, friend. I posted about that yesterday, my story a little bit, is I have been in this season of just aligning life to my values and all the things. Basically, my thoughts, my actions, and my values, I want them all to be aligned, right? And something that I was reflecting on is when I was sober curious. So I had not quit alcohol yet. I was not living alcohol free. I was sober curious in October of 2020. So, wow, 4.5 years ago, right? And there was something inside me that felt off all the time before that. I always felt off. So I am like this busy, high achieving working woman. At one point in my career in the last 10 years, even before I was sober curious, and I was drinking alcohol every night to unwind. I really was, y'all, for a decade, probably two. Something always felt off. And I always thought it was me and I was a problem. And then I found out, wait, I'm not the problem. Alcohol is an addictive substance. I keep going back to alcohol for a reason. But I always had this sense of like craziness inside me. I was dysregulated. I had anxiety. And I don't know if you guys have felt that way in your journey. And you know what? Even when you go alcohol free, you begin to feel regulated and you still may have seasons of dysregulation, but then you have the tools and tactics that you learn in coaching to, when you feel dysregulated, to say, wait a minute, why am I feeling this way? And you learn tools and strategies. Okay, so it happens even in your alcohol-free life, and it's been happening for me in the last couple of months. Well, on that journey of feeling crazy when I was sober curious and like I was the problem, right? I had been noticing that alcohol had been drawing myself to it and I was using it for something. And I was like, man, I had at one point 2 online businesses. I had these 2 online businesses. I was in the top 1% of my company. I had these big teams. And yet I'm finding myself drinking. And even when I was sober curious, right? I would go weeks, months without drinking. And then I would drink again, have a couple drinks and notice that feeling of anxiety would come right back. And here is what I'm really, really curious about. And something that I've been thinking about for all of you here that are on a sober curious journey or an alcohol-free journey is, if you are feeling this unrest inside of you, if you are feeling like anxiety, like a brick right here, maybe there's some alignment issues going on in your life. It's not even issues. I don't like to say the word issues. Maybe we need to get curious with alignment. And let me tell you what alignment means. So when I was doing all these things in my businesses I was drinking every night, I was so off, you guys. My alignment, my values, my actions were not lining up with my values. My thoughts and actions were not lining up with what I valued and honored in my life. It wasn't, because I valued other people. However, I wasn't valuing myself, even though I thought I was. I thought that like wine was self-love. I did. I thought that's how I was taking care of myself. But I always felt like this. So I always was like, what's going on? I don't feel aligned. Like I was a little more religious, I would say, 7 years ago and I would be going to church and I would be sitting in the pews but yeah, I was kind of hungover, right? Or I'm sitting there listening in church or being with friends at small group, yet I would go home and drink some wine to unwind and kind of numb myself from my feelings. And I say this is alignment. When I was in that sober, curious, gray area, some of you I know are sober, curious. It feels a little gray, a little unsettling, like I'll be alcohol free and then I'll have some drinks. And I don't know, I really have a hard time with that because I just want to cut off and be like, no, I'm never going to drink again. But getting curious is allowing me to feel my feelings. Getting curious is saying, I wonder what's going on here. And that doesn't feel good either. So then I'll just drink, right? Yeah, that's so normal. Okay. And when it comes to alignment, right? It's hard. It's hard to align your life because then we look at ourselves and we look at our feelings and all of a sudden we go, wait, how am I feeling? Oh, I have a lot of anxiety and that is what I'm using alcohol for. And it's like, wait, look in the mirror and say, wow, I have all these values. I love my family. I'm spiritual. I go to church. I love to be active. What else? I love to serve people, help people become better versions of themselves. And yet over here, I'm like self-medicating and I'm beating myself up thinking something's wrong with me every day. You see how that's like holding two things and they're going like this, right? And so in that sober curious phase, I was done going like this. I just didn't want to do it anymore. Mindful drinking for me just wasn't aligning with what I wanted. And so that is why I stepped into an alcohol-free lifestyle, because then I could just go like this. And it was like, oh, everything's aligned now. Like that toxic, poisonous substance is gone. It's done controlling me. It was controlling me, right? Because it's an addictive substance. And then when I started stepping into the alignment and into my values, and my values then became my boundaries, and this is all kind of stuff we learn in coaching together. Abby, if you're here, you could probably talk about that. But oh, by the way, if you're on the replay, guys, say replay. I'd love to hear that you are here with us. And so alignment, guys, maybe that is what you're seeking. Maybe that's what you're getting curious with. And if you are tired and you are exhausted and you're like, I can have 2 weeks alcohol free and then whoop, I'm right back at it again. Well, I just want to tell you, congrats on that. That's a lot of percentage of times that you were alcohol free, first of all. And second of all, okay, you went back. All right, look at yourself with love, grace, and self-compassion and say, oh, that's interesting. I wonder why. Was I numbing feelings? What was misaligned for me? Right? Just get curious, step into it. We so want to judge ourselves, and that is also out of alignment with your values, because I'm not sure anybody put in their values judgment. You know what I mean? I know it's not even close. Self-compassion and love are in my values, right? And so if that's what I'm working, why would I tell myself I'm the problem? See how everything was just kind of misaligned for me in my sober curious journey? And so stepping into alcohol freedom allowed me to align with my values. Well, here is what alignment means. You guys want to know? Alignment means a state of harmony and congruence between your thoughts, actions, and values, leading to a sense of purpose and authenticity. So, y'all, my question for you is, as you are in your sober curious journey, as you are getting curious with alcohol in your life, as you are living alcohol free, are your thoughts, actions, and values leading to a sense of purpose and authenticity? So I got to tell you something. When I was drinking wine every night, I did not feel like my authentic self when I was the next day chopping my kid's head off because I have anxiety because I drank the night before. That did not feel authentic. That behavior I had, those actions of getting upset with my children, being anxious, being snappy at them, these beautiful little humans, right? That wasn't me. That wasn't authentic. And so I had to look at my alignment and say, man, Does alcohol fit in it? And so get curious with that. Alignment is a state of harmony and congruence between your thoughts, actions, and values, leading to a sense of purpose and authenticity. And so, friend, how could you step into your purpose and authenticity? What are your values, right? And as you lead this curious life, I want you to step into that and start aligning yourself with it. Because here's what happens on the other side of alignment is peace, is freedom. And I know those are the feelings we're all seeking. I know I am. I think you are too. I'm seeking peace. And I hadn't had peace lately, guys, in the last couple of months. There's a lot of things going on in my heart. And it was specific to my family. And my family comes before anything, right? For me. And it was feeling off. I can hustle hard. I can go do all the things. Like, I will get after a goal. I don't know if you guys are like that. I think a lot of you are. I will hustle and I will go and I will get that goal and I will do everything possible to achieve. And there is nothing wrong with that. But when your achievement is misaligned with your values and your purpose and your authenticity and being present with the people that you love, that is when we got to get curious. I feel get curious and say, what's going on here? And so one of the things I'm committed to in my alignment is to show up here authentically. You might see more of me sometimes, and then you might see less of me sometimes. You guys always know I come here once a week live because that feels good to me. I'm starting to step into myself, full alignment, full authenticity. And I hope you will too. And you will consider what that looks like in your life, because honestly, alignment on the other, when you step into that alignment, there's freedom, there's peace, and there aren't all those questions. And definitely that negative voice that some of you might have, like I have, it starts to quiet. Why? Because your thoughts and actions and values are leading you and to your authenticity. And that's beautiful. So keep going. This went a little longer than I thought, guys. So thanks for hanging in there. Have a beautiful Wednesday. Enjoy the sun. If this brought value to your life, say value below. And reach out anytime. I'm here. I have free breakthrough calls that you can book with me to discover if, this is what I take my clients through. We go through alignment. We go through authenticity. We go through your values. We talk about curiosity. We talk about who you want to be and who you want to become. And truly, it's a process of aligning yourself with who you want to be and who God's created you to be. And so reach out. Book a call with me. I would love to sit down and give you some tools and strategies. And here's the thing. In those free calls, you're going to learn something about yourself. You really are. You will learn something about yourself. And whether we coach together or not, doesn't matter. Because God, He'll show us if we're to coach together, right? But it's just getting on the call together and seeing where we can move forward, okay? So I'll book my calendar link below, and have a beautiful day.